Good day, students. My name is Vanity Sunday Olateju, a literature teacher and an author. I want to treat the poem Vanity, one of the prescribed poems for study in the Waec exam, and the most popular out of all the 12 prescribed poems. It was written by Birago Drop. Birago Drop is a Senegalese writer, from a Francophone writer. And what dominated the Birago Drop's work is condemnation of colonialism in Africa, because he believes that colonialism has spoiled our value system in Africa. Actually, this poem, Vanity, has 30 lines, but I would like to limit what I want to discuss today to stanza 1 and 2, because stanza 1 and 2 the other stanzas repeated the same message, 3, 4, and 5. First of all, I would like, as I'm treating the poem, analyzing the poem, we will see how colonialism destroy the African culture. I'd like to take the poem like this. If we tell gently, gently, all that we shall one day have to tell, who then will hear our voices without laughter? Sad, complaining voices of beggar, who indeed will hear them without laughter. That is all the problems in Africa. Political problem, economic problem, social problem. There is nobody that we hear our complaining, whether we are saying it gently, that will not make mockery of Africa, because we know the right way and we receive to told the right way. Then in stanza 2, which is still condemnation of how African embrace the Western civilization. If we cry roughly of our turbans, ever increasing from the start of things, what eyes will watch our large mouths, shaped by the laughter of big children? What eyes will watch our large mouths? That is, all our crying, whether we present our problem shouting at the top of our voices, or we are saying it gently, it will still boil down to the fact that there will be no solution unless we go back to the path of the forefathers. This poem has a similar theme with Kofi Awonon's Sons of Sorrow, because in the Sons of Sorrow, the ancestor did not help the society, and the value system in the society collapsed. So what we are saying here is that the dead people, that is ancestors, they came at a different time to warn us. We refuse to listen to them. They came at a different time of the day, warning us that where we are, the place that, with the way we are managing the affairs of Africans, it will come into nothing. We refuse to listen to them. At a point, the poet has to condemn all the Africans as unworthy sons. Let us have a brief stop here. When we come back, we will continue with the other parts. Don't forget the title of our poem is Vanity. Vanity is the quality of being worthless or futile. And the synonyms of vanity will elucidate the point, the thematic concern of the poet. We have synonyms of vanity as futility, uselessness, pointlessness, worthlessness, purposelessness, fruitlessness, and profitlessness. That is, if we continue to embrace, that is thematic preoccupation of a Birago Drop. If we continue to embrace the imported culture, Western culture, and we neglect our own African heritage, it will lead us into problems upon problems as we continue to witness in the modern day. Dear students, If a question is set on this thing, nobody asks you to worship ancestor, but you must follow the message of the Birago drop here. From my experience as an examiner, when the question, the other time the question was set on this, the children are condemning the poem because of their Christian or Muslim background. We have to be very careful. What are the poetic devices that the poet used in this poem? The first one is metaphor, which can be found in line 4. And it says, sad complaining voices of beggar. That is, in what manner that we present our problem in Africa. It is just like as if beggars are ranting by the side of a wretched road. So there is no solution unless we go back to the way of our forefathers. Then we have the use of repetitions. There are many examples, but I would like to bring two out of the repetition here, which the first one is, what eyes will watch our large mouth, which can be found in line 8 and 10. And another example of repetition is, what art will listen to our clamoring, line 11 and 12. The essence of using of repetition here is to tell us the repercussion of embracing the Western culture. We should go back to the roots. That, in fact, that's the message of Ayikuyama in 2016. He said that all African, we must go back to our tradition if we want solution to our problem in Africa. Another poetic device is the use of a rhetorical question. In fact, the entire poem was based on rhetorical question. Draw, pile up rhetorical question. Don't forget that rhetorical question is a question that does not need answer. The moment you ask the question, the answer is embedded there. Once nobody can provide answer to all the questions raised by Diop here, means that there will be no solution to our problems in Africa unless we go back to the roots. We go back to the way of forefathers. There are many, but I would like to bring two examples here. Who indeed we hear them without laughter? And what eyes we watch our large mouth? That is, nobody is ready to help us unless we go back to the roots. Example of rhetorical question, as I said, dominated the entire poem. It can be found in line 3, 5, 8, 10, 11, 12, 29, and 30. Then we have another poetic device here, which is called synedoke. Synedoke is a French word, and it means when a part is using for the whole and a whole is using for the part. In the entire poem, we have the use of mouth, voices, hair, heart, and so on and so on. These things, they are part of human body. In other words, what Diop is using here is using the part of human body to represent a whole human being. So mouth here, like what eyes we watch our large mouth. These eyes, it means that what human beings we watch our, the entire Africans with their large mouth shouting about their problems. So that is synedoke. Then we have the use of personification. Personification is when you transfer the human qualities. We all know our Mr. Niger right from our general science. You introduce it into inanimate objects. You know, inanimate objects cannot perform what human being will perform. And our ancestors, we believe that they are no longer alive. But in the lines 15 to 16, we have when our dead come and when they have spoken to us, the two verbs, come and speak. We know that these are the peculiarity of human being, to speak and to come. So we have the personification here. Dead person cannot move like a human being and cannot speak. We have the use of personification here. Then another one is the use of biblical allusion. The title Vanity is similar to the biblical quotation, vanities of vanities. Just as the youths, Hebrew youths, neglected the Almighty and dooms await them. The same thing, dooms await the entire Africa if we do not go back to the ways of our forefathers. Finally, there are many others here, but I wouldn't bother you if you can master all this one with simple quotation. I can assure you success is on your way if a question is asked on this poem in the exam. Similarly, we have in line 13 to 15, the poet compares African pitiful anger to a throat tumor. Tumor is just a lump at a throat. At a throat here, you have a lump or a swollen part that will make it difficult for somebody to swallow food. So the pain that that person will experience is what we are experiencing today as a result of not embracing our own African heritage. Here I will draw the curtain on this topic, but in the exam, you are likely, if a question is asked, discuss 3 poetic devices in the poem Vanity. When you are discussing your poetic devices, remember that you must cite example. You cannot just say that the poet used metaphor in writing the Vanity, and you just leave it like that. It's zero. It's zero. If you cannot quote what I quote here, cite complaining voice of beggar. The student, you can easily remember that our complaining is just like voices of beggar. Beggar just making noise and nobody cared about them. So you must, anyone, you must link it with, it must have a textual reference. Without textual reference, it's easy to score 0. In fact, 0 is a legitimate mark in literature. I wish you success in your forthcoming exam. Goodbye and God bless.